Hello, my name is Rachel Anthony, and I am a candidate in the Instructional Technology Master's Program at Kennesaw State University. The following is a presentation of the Capstone project completed at Arnold Mill Elementary School in Woodstock, Georgia. Elements of this capstone were completed during the spring of the 2021-2022 school year and the fall of the 2022-2023 school year. My capstone project is titled Using Web 2.0 Tools to Improve Elementary Writing. Using technology tools to facilitate the planning stages of writing, an essential element of writing, this capstone project was designed to aid elementary students in a fourth grade classroom with a greater level of engagement in writing. This additional engagement through technology tools was to encourage students to invest more effort in their overall writing process. The landscape of education in a 21st century classroom is constantly evolving, and it seems as though the use of technology to increase student engagement is practically mandatory for the digital natives that make up today's student demographics. One specific struggle for elementary students is organization and complexity in their writing. Students are not only struggling with staying engaged in the writing process, but with the stamina and effort that skillful writing takes. The Capstone Project's rationale stems from a need for overall student engagement and stamina, as well as organizational skills within the fourth grade English Language Arts writing curriculum at Arnold Mill Elementary School, or AME. As you can see by this graph, from the most recent Georgia Milestones state results in the 2021-2022 testing, ELA is a particular area of struggle for many students, and the number of students scoring in the proficient and distinguished categories only seems to decrease as their time in school goes on. While reading is lumped into the overall ELA scores, the English Language Arts section of the Georgia Milestones, or GMAS test, also contains a significant amount of writing across grade levels. There's a mix of open-ended questions, as well as two separate writing components with multi-point rubrics for scoring. Since writing is a much larger component of the ELA scores in modern-day standardized testing, AME is no exception to this gap in writing expectations versus student performance. Speaking to the elementary level, one of the biggest pieces contributing to the quality writing is a lack of organization, which begins in the brainstorming and pre-writing steps, while the secondary contributing piece is stamina, which can largely be tied to engagement. Students in the ELA classroom these days are significantly less engaged in the pen-to-paper techniques that are the building blocks of solid writing. This leads to underachievement and the risk of continued decreases in student performance throughout their time in school. This begs the question, can incorporating technology into the writing process lead to added engagement and therefore added organization, writing stamina, and positive student outcomes? The plan. Technology integration in the classroom has become a regular expectation, especially in a post-pandemic blended learning environment. This capstone project was designed to enhance the planning and organization of elementary writing by implementing technology tools, with the overall objective of improving student writing performance through increased engagement. The secondary and equally significant project goal or objective was to facilitate other ELA teachers in implementing these technology tools into their writing classrooms. With the overall concept and goals of the project decided upon, the first step in implementation was to administer a needs survey via Microsoft Forms to the upper elementary ELA teachers, gauging their overall comfort level and knowledge of technology in the writing classroom. This survey allowed for me to plan for future grade level implementation in the capstone objectives. Following the completion of the survey, the next step was to research various Web 2.0 tools and resources for possible use in the Capstone project. Our county's RCD units requires a large amount of information to be collected, standardized, and organized. Even though graphic organizers are sometimes used, students struggle with the writing elements of these unit assignments. Consequently, I selected a digital tool, such as visual mind mapping, for promoting engagement and information organization through brainstorming. I also wanted to focus on tools that had free access and possible integrations with the students' Clever accounts or learning management system of Canvas. Developing rubrics and benchmarks to determine effectiveness was the third step in implementing this Capstone project. After developing the digital tools and rubrics, I decided to test the project tasks in my own fourth grade classroom. Following this pilot process, I reflected on my data and observations to determine the effectiveness of the digital tool, evaluate its effects on student engagement and writing performance, and identify any potential troubleshooting or problems before implementing them across grade levels. During the final stages of this project, I provided modeling and instruction to fellow grade level teachers on the use of the technology tools and rubrics through professional development meetings. Even worthwhile endeavors need evaluation. Throughout the Capstone project, different strategies were used for assessment, such as surveys, rubrics, and benchmark activities, observations, professional learning meetings, with opportunities for peer discussion and collaboration. Data from these evaluation points were analyzed to understand the successes of the Capstone project and to develop the next steps needed for further implementation or improvements. Some questions that were used during the professional development team meetings include: when using technology in writing, what best describes the students' learning experiences? How much access do students have to technology within your classroom? How do students typically collaborate and share their work within your classroom? Was the chosen digital tool of Padlet easy for students to navigate and use? How would you rate student engagement and effort in their writing using these digital tools? What digital graphic organizers or mind mapping tools may better serve your ELA classroom in the future? Asking these questions led to a better understanding of where the teachers and students stood in utilizing the digital tools in writing and where I needed to go in furthering my Capstone project. Over the course of this Capstone project and discussions with the upper elementary ELA teachers, it was noted that applied correctly, technology can enhance student learning. Technology can assist students in the writing process, from the brainstorming and organizing ideas to revising and editing their drafts. It can also be used to allow students to share their writing in a variety of formats with a broader audience. The use of digital models in the elementary ELA classroom does not, however, imply that a complete switchover is needed for this format, as the traditional writing methods remain of considerable value as well. The overall progression of the project, going from a single pilot class to grade level implementation and then vertical planning for third through fifth grade ELA, flowed well. Eventually, as things progress, I would like to work with the school's ILS and set a schedule for follow-up PD, which would help troubleshoot or answer any lingering questions and open discussions to other avenues of use. Overall, digital graphic organizers allowed students to plan, sequence, and execute ideas more effectively. As a result of the use of these digital graphic organizers, students were observed to be more engaged and motivated as a whole. They could also connect with their projects more deeply, recall information more effectively, and create more cohesive, organized, meaningful texts because of these tools. 4 out of 5, or 80% of students, showed marked improvement in engagement, planning, and writing organization. The capstone objectives regarding teachers and implementation showed positive outcomes as well, with almost 90% of teachers reporting that they felt more comfortable using digital tools in their writing curriculum going forward. As I reflect on the capstone project, the first thing that comes to mind is time management is key. It took a lot of work to assess needs, research various tools, create rubrics, pilot and model the use of these tools, analyze data, and prepare everything for the professional development meetings with the grade levels. Additionally, I learned the importance of knowing when to pivot or modify. Due to a change in standardized testing schedules, my original completion date for the project had to be pushed out further than anticipated. However, this was an important choice as it directly affected the buy-in from teachers when it came time to coach them through our PD meetings. Despite deviations from the original process and timeline plan, the deliverables were met, and in terms of the project's overall goals, a successful outcome was achieved. Another item I learned was how significant a shared vision is to everything in a school regarding improvement. Understanding the school's vision is necessary for planning and professional development to occur. A shared vision for improvement also plays into the data collection and strategic planning based on that data. This keeps improvement plans aligned with the school's success vision. While this capstone was a massive task with many moving parts, I am proud to say that I completed this project with successful outcomes, and I learned a lot in the process. I gained valuable insights into the project management process and developed my problem-solving skills. I also improved my communication and leadership skills as I worked collaboratively with my team. I am grateful for this opportunity, and I am very excited to apply what I have learned in future projects. As LeVar Burton says, if we marry educational technology with quality, enriching content, that is a circle of win. During this capstone, school data was researched and collected from the Georgia Department of Education. Various Microsoft tools were used, including PowerPoint, Word, and Forms. ThemeSpark and Rubistar were used for rubric content ideas, and while several digital tools were reviewed for potential use in this capstone project, the tool chosen for implementation was Padlet. Lastly, Canva was used for the purposes of this presentation. Thank you so much for your attention to this presentation.